now that is my turn to present the activity of the Central European Academy. However, there are numerous colleagues who are already aware of our activity, but taking into account the other participants, I try to present our activity in this way as well. As to the Central European Academy, this is a higher education institute. This is a unit of the University of Miskolc, of a Hungarian university, but with independent legal entity. It is a kind of research institute and research support institute. We have four main activities, one of them connected to the research groups of the senior professors, senior lecturers and researchers, and one of the activity connected to the young researchers. Typically they are at a PhD level. We have LLM programs, and we have international publishing house, the so-called CEA publishing. You can enjoy the volumes of this international publishing house in front of the present auditorium. As to the professors network, we started our activity after the preparation in 2020. We started our activity in 2021. We could involve numerous professors in our project, in our Central European Professors Network. However, I have to emphasize that it's not a whole number of the professors involved in the activity of the Central European Academy. In a year, typically we are in contact with 500 or 600 professors in other projects. Therefore, this number, more than 180 professors, it refers to the professors involved in the Professors Network project. At this moment, we have 8 research groups. Typically, we establish a research group for a year. We have 2 pillars, one of them connected to the Central European cooperation, and one of them connected to a bilateral cooperation to the Polish-Hungarian Professors Network. As you can see, in connection with the Central European Professors Network, the European integration, it is in the focus. The situation was the same in the previous year. At that time, we focused on the Hungarian presidency. You can already enjoy the books of the previous Professors Network in front of the auditorium. But in this year, we also dealt with the EU integration with enlargement. That was one of the topic, and that is one of the topic, and equality of member states, because it thought that it also can be a really interesting topic. Now I try to focus on the second pillar of the activity of the Central European Academy. It's connected to our young researchers project. The young researchers themselves, they have 2 relationships with Hungary. The one of them, it's a direct relationship with the University of Miskolc, because they are PhD students in the university. And in addition to this, they are also have a kind of internship relationship with the Central European Academy. This is a 4-year project for the young researchers. And this project provides a huge opportunity for our Central European community to cooperate with each other. There are 4 levels of the cooperation. One of them is the PhD students, because the PhD students, they are also from different countries. At this moment, we have 40 young researchers. They are from 17 universities and from 8 countries. We also have a graduated colleague from Czech Republic. And of course, we are ready to receive other colleagues from Czech Republic. That is the student. That is another level, of course, the supervisors. I think this is a really unique approach of our doctoral school connected to University of Miskolc, that we are open to receive supervisors from other countries. At this moment in the project, there are 36 supervisors from 9 countries. Typically, and we started our activity focusing on 8 countries. They are the Visegrad countries, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia and Hungary, and Romania, and also Slovenia and Croatia. And since the beginning, there was a non-EU country, that is Serbia. That was the typical geographical scope. Here you can see that there are 9 countries, because one of the supervisors, he is from Germany. I have to emphasize that, however, we focus on Central Europe, but we are not organization and academic community against other countries, against Western countries or against Eastern countries. But as at the beginning, we started to somehow identify this community. That is the reason why, especially in the first years, we focus especially on these countries. However, for example, this project also represents that there are colleagues from other countries. In the professors network, I think we could involve professors from 15 countries already. Therefore, the geographical scope of our projects, they are broader than these 8 countries. The next level of the cooperation in the junior program, it's connected to the course materials, because the PhD students in our program, the PhD project is a relatively strict project. It means that we have compulsory course materials, we have exams, there are conferences, lectures. Therefore, in comparison with other PhD projects in the region, in which they are relatively free, the PhD students, they can focus merely on the preparation of their PhD. Especially in the first 2 years of our PhD project, it's very, very strict. They have to be in the Central European Academy. There are some exemptions, but that is the main rule. Taking into account, it's also a team building project. It means that we try to find a way to understand each other and so on and so on. Therefore, it's also a very, very important part. The course materials, they has to be assessed in this way, that this project have course materials. At this moment, we have 13 books which represent the program of this region. They can be found also in front of this auditorium of this room, these books. I have to emphasize that all of our books, journals, they are open access. Therefore, you can find it on the internet, but we print some of them. The course materials, they were also prepared by colleagues of this region. It means that approximately 200 professors prepared these course materials, and therefore it's a common issue. As to the 4th level of the potential cooperation, this so-called institutional level, is not a compulsory element of the cooperation. It's an optional only, and typically, or the nicest part of this institutional level, that some of our young researchers already employed in other universities. Therefore, they are assistant lecturers and so on and so on. I think we have maybe 6 colleagues from other universities. And we have also a student, so-called PhD student, who is also employed in a constitutional court, not in Hungarian one, but in the Polish one, in the Polish tribunal. And we have these kind of researchers from Serbia, also from Croatia, also from Romania, also from Hungary, also from Poland. Therefore, it's a nice moment that these researchers, they are already applied in other scientific communities. As I previously mentioned, we have a book series. Here you can see the name of this book series. We have also annual conferences connected to this project, and we have now 2 journals. One of them is the CEA Law Review. It was established in 2023, and in connection with the previous year annual conference, we launched also a yearbook, and we are about to publish the best written contributions of that conference in the CEA Yearbook of Contemporary Legal Discourse. The title is very, very difficult for me, but it was selected by the young researchers. Okay, that is the junior program, and please don't forget that we would like to continue our program and there is a deadline. I think 15th of May, that is the deadline. And if there are anybody interested in this project, please do not forget that you can find on the website via this QR code more detailed information. We have LLM program in this at the CEA. The structure, the concept of this LLM program is very similar to the PhD project, but these LLM programs, they are not 4-year long, but they are only 1-year long projects. The one of them connected to the children's rights, and one of them connected to general human rights and rule of law issues. The structure is really similar, as I previously mentioned, to the PhD project. Therefore, the experts, the so-called students, they are from the region. In connection with children's rights, we could, I think, in the first step, we focused on 8 countries in this way. Similarly to the PhD project, we also provide scholarship here in the ICCR LLM. Therefore, these educations, they are free for the participants. And I use this word experts because the LLM project, it is lawyers who already graduated, therefore not for undergraduate students. It's also typical that these students, they are already involved in the children's rights affairs in ministries, in ombudsman offices, in courts, or in universities. But of course, there are some so-called newcomers as well among our students, but that is the reason why I prefer to use the category experts, because sometimes I can recall a situation when we launched our human rights project, another one, not this ICCR, but the human rights one. And one of the so-called students came and transferred his English language book about human rights. That's why I think it's appropriate to use this thing. The lecturers, they are also from this region, and the course materials, they are also prepared by the professors of this region, and not only the professors, but also experts of this region. We also have course material series connected to this project. Some of the first volumes already are printed, and you can also enjoy these books in front of the auditorium. We also have a Children's Rights Days series. This is a conference series. I think it's very specific series. It's an international conference. I cannot recall, but maybe the last year, it was in December, the participant number, it was approximately 200 in this conference. Every year we try to present one country's good practices. Last year it was Slovakia, however, because the Children's Rights Ombudsman of Slovakia, they operate a very, very good mental hygienic project for children, and we thought that's a good idea to present it. In the previous year, it was in 2023, it was Poland, for example, because we thought that after the Ukrainian war, especially Poland received numerous refugees, and among them there were numerous children, and Poland was really successful how to provide proper services, educational service for this huge amount of children. Therefore, we thought that we have to promote it, and so on and so on. Therefore, I think this Children's Rights Day is very specific. Children, they are also involved in the Children's Rights Day, and so on and so on. I think it's a really nice moment. And we are about that in this year we would like to publish the first volume of children's rights about the year of 2024. Therefore, this is going to be a report what happened at international level, European level, and so on and so on. And especially here in Europe, we are going also publish national reports, and there are some selected topics. For example, I think in that volume a kind of overview of countries' case law in front of the European Court of Human Rights. Sorry, now I look at the research director, and also there are a kind of assessment of given churches, including Roman Catholic Church, including given Jewish church or Orthodox church, and so on in connection with children's rights. Therefore, there are some topical issues also in this yearbook. As I noticed, there is a chance also to become LLM student or expert in this project. We calculate with the deadline for the application in September, and via the QR code you can receive more pieces of information about this project. We have a similar project connected to the human rights and rule of law. Last week we have a conference in Hungary connected to the human rights and rule of law LLM, and 7 judges of the European Court of Human Rights, they delivered the lecture, and they could be asked by the students. Therefore, they delivered the lectures, and after that, there was also a discourse panel with the justices. That was, as far as we know, the first time when this huge amount of justices were at the same time present in Hungary in connection with the given conference. Therefore, that was the first kick-off conference of the so-called Human Rights Days in Hungary. Another important maybe issue connected to the human rights and rule of law LLM, it's very similar to the ICCR, to the children's rights. It is, however, that we broadened already the geographical scope of this project, and we focus not only on 8 countries, but on 16 countries, including the EU candidate countries. And therefore we have also a scholarship owner from these countries, and of course the professors of that countries, the newly involved countries, they are also among the authors of the course materials. The deadline is the same, and we hope the best that in the forthcoming academic year we can also continue this program. And something about the CEA publishing. We think that it's a very, very important project to provide a regional specific international publishing house in which we are curious as to the topics of the affected countries. That is the most important aspect, I think, the thematization issues. And we have book series, we have journals. After the book series, there are book series connected to research groups, for example, the present Central European Professors Network. In this year, we are going to launch another book series connected to research group. It is the Polish-Hungarian Professors Network, and our professor colleague Maciej Bielec is the editor-in-chief of that book series, and Bartek Orenzsák, now I cannot see him, but sorry, but he's not as tall. He's not as tall, you know. Yeah, he is the manager of that book series. We have also book series devoted to educational program, the PhD project, and also to the LLM programs. I already referred to these books, and we also have a so-called generation book series in a plural form. What does it mean? That we provide opportunity for young researchers to publish. We support it financially, you know, to publish their, for example, PhD thesis or other monographs in this book series in English, because everything is in English. That is, I think, an essential part of the program to internationalize the Central European research activity. And we also have a quintessence series for the elder professors, if I may use this word. We already published one of the professors' book in last year. He was also the president of the Hungarian Constitutional Court and previous ombudsman, and we thought that he, after 70, he has some messages. However, he typically published his contributions, written contribution in the national language, and we thought that it's very, very important to translate it. One of the next book is connected to ICC justice. Peter Kovács, in this year he's going to finish his activity in the International Criminal Court, and he collected and selected some article chapters to be published, and he also prepared some new ones, and so on and so on. Therefore, I think it's also very, very important, after I think 9 or 10 years experience, to publish his experience about the practice of the court. And we launched now a new book also for the generation, for the professors present here, for example. And if you want to publish in English, we would like to promote your own topics, because of course in the professors network we try to force you to write something about topics selected by us, but in connection with this series we are not determined, but the question whether it can be interesting not only for a national scientific community but for an international one. Therefore, typically the theoretical questions, they can be in this way interesting, or the international aspects or EU aspects, or if the given monograph includes some comparative law aspects, therefore not only about one country, the Slovenian criminal law only, but for example comparison of with I don't know, Serbia, Croatia, or other aspects. Okay, it was a kind of promotion, maybe you want to grab this opportunity. I previously mentioned the CEA publishing. And last but not least, previously I presented the Central European Academy activity. It is a higher education institute, but I would like to draw your attention that we also have an association with a very similar name, Central European Association. And the members of this association, they are national association. I'm really glad that some of them are represented here. For example, the contact person of the Croatian one is here. The president of the Polish one is here. Now the Serbian is not here, as I can see. And also the Hungarian is not here, and the Romanian, they are not here, but 2 of the other associations are represented here. One of the flagship projects of this association is the national language, because in Central European Academy we focus on English, and everything is in English, and we hate everything which is not in English. But in this association we would like to provide something, because however, of course, it's very important thing to pursue our research in our own national language, and we would like to promote the use of national language, especially in connection with the journal rankings and other aspects, the financing of the universities. It is, I think, the flagship project. However, there are other projects connected to the association, and the last 2 very important things connected to this association. One of the issue is that we launched a blog. We can say it as scientific blog or professional blog. It's not so easy to use the word scientific in connection with a blog, because for me, we can consider something as a scientific contribution if it is peer-reviewed. Of course, these blogs, they are not peer-reviewed. However, we also use moderatorship in connection with this. But I think they can serve as basis also for a scientific dialogue, because via this blog, I hope that we can reflect in a quicker way to the developments in the legal sphere. We started it, now we have a year or more than a year of the publications. We involved professors of this research group as well to be a participant, and via the QR code you can check and assess what are the first contributions. We also have a newsletters. I would like to grab your attention on that, and that was my presentation. Thank you so much in this way.